Welcome to the House of Gainz, Cedar Park, the hub. Today I'm here with Jacob. He's one of the House of Gainz trainers, IFBB Pro, just won his pro card. Congratulations, Jacob. Today we're going to go through a couple of machines and we're going to compare, do some differences, and we're going to talk through them for use when you're at the House of Gainz or any other gym. I'll set some standards on pricing to give some other gym owners some ideas what they're going to be paying for expenses. And Jacob's going to give you some demonstration on how to use the machine properly. Jacob, going to add anything what we're going to be doing today?
I'm going to go over some of the horizontal rows, maybe some of the vertical rows, pull downs, and show some of the unilateral uses that we have here. A lot of different gyms only have bilateral machines. We offer a plethora of different unilateral machines here, so we're going to show you those.
Perfect, let's go. First one is the Panada T-bar row. So Panada is made in Italy. I carry their brand. That's probably the #1 brand I carry in House of Gainz. There's lots of unique pieces from Panada. The biomechanics in Panada are very true. I will let Jacob talk through how he uses the machine, then I'll talk through how I use the machine, and we'll talk about the difference in the back row machines that we're going to compare today.
So first and foremost, you have the adjustment here. So if you are shorter or taller, it does not discriminate. You can use it if you need to. The biggest thing that makes this machine very unique is the adjustment from unilateral to bilateral. So if I have an imbalance in one part of my body, or I'm recovering from an injury or whatever it is, I can actually work on that part the same amount of resistance as the other part, so I can work through that imbalance on there. But the way that I would set it up is right here. I'm gonna get my feet really, really far back so that all of my weight is on my chest. And what that does is that takes my ability or my propensity to use my hips and use my legs as a leverage to get the weight up. Now all the weight is on my back. So grab it here. Another thing too, this is a universal handle. It is not stuck to one position, so you can use it however you like. Full extension all the way down. I have no support and no assistance from my legs or hips, and just row straight up. And there we go. So overall, I think what makes most back machines the most useful is if you can take the support from the lower body out of the lift and really isolate the target muscle you're trying to hit.
So Jacob, one of the main reasons I bought this machine is the older you get, the less you want to use dumbbells. So this machine is actually comparable to doing a dumbbell row, except for it's easier on your body. Would you agree?
Yes, 100%. A lot more support overall.
All right, next machine up for today is the Mega Mass Unilateral Row. This is actually made in Texas, in Houston actually, and comparable to the Panada row, this one is about half the cost. And I would say I really like this machine. It is a very dynamic machine that has lots of capabilities for adjusting that Jacob's going to walk through. Also, it is very smooth. We have not had this machine in-house long. They have not been around long. So how long the longevity of the machine is going to last is yet to be known. But this is a top-class machine for sure.
All right, like you just said, not a lot of gyms have this. That could be more true. Not a lot of gyms have this yet. Just came out. But there are so many different adjustments on this machine. First feature that you could take a look at is that obviously it's unilateral, but every single movement that you have is going to be completely uniform. There's going to be no variance. There's not going to be a J curve, nothing at all. As soon as you pull it a certain way on a set, it's going to be the same exact range of motion the entire time. First adjustment, this obvious adjustment here, is how high you want to be. While you're sitting, hit lower on your back, higher on the back. You can also adjust here the chest support. Now this is a chest supported row, but we can actually take this guy off and put this guy behind us here. So we can have our lower back isolated on something, and if we want to work a different movement, we can. So you have that accessibility if you'd like it. Me personally, I want to keep it right here. This. And treat it like a T-bar row. So 2 different placements, actually 3 different placements to put your feet on here. You can treat it like you would do a T-bar row or a dumbbell bent over row, or you can take your weight completely off of your feet and put them behind you, again, to take out that support from the hips and from the legs, and just do a regular row. We have 2 different bricks or grips on here, pronated and slightly pronated here. This is how I normally do. And if you notice as well, this is a diverging movement. So you are coming down and inward as you come down into the eccentric portion. And as you pull in the concentric portion, it is going to be separating outward and diverging, allowing for less overall usage of your arm and more emphasis put on your actual back, which is what this machine is, right? So the next, next little caveat thing here is kind of cool. This can be adjusted on both sides. You can put a resistance band on this guy and attach it all the way down to where the weight actually is. What this is going to do, it's going to take the weight off of the bottom portion of the range of motion. It's going to create a much more explosive movement overall. So if you're an athlete and you're working with a very delicate range of motion and want to be more explosive overall, you can utilize this feature if you'd like, or just keep it off.
All right, next 2 back machines. We're going to talk about the Atlantis T-bar row, and we're going to compare it to the Arsenal T-bar row. They're better known as the Humbler. So I'll have Jacob demonstrate again, and he's going to give an opinion on actually which one he thinks is better this time, because I would like to see some input. You know, everybody wants to know input from a pro, so we'll let the pro tell us which one he prefers and why.
All right, well, this is nicknamed the Humbler, as he said, because it is heavy as heck without any weight on it here. Now, you have an adjustment first, over here at the bottom. If you are taller or shorter, you can adjust that however you need. You also have an adjustment in terms of grip width. So you can adjust where the grips are, not to mention as well, you have a complete 360-degree handle there too. So, 2 different racking positions. Again, if you are on the shorter side, you can rack it up here. This, start off a little bit better, put a little bit less stress on your back and trying to re-rack and unrack the weights, right? So, for me, I like to make sure that I'm really tall and over the pad so I can let my subscapula actually fall over the pad and get a lot of protraction in my shoulder here. Here, like this, I let it fall all the way down. If you see how long my arms are, how long this range of motion is, I'm still not hitting the ground. So this is really viable for anybody, again, short or tall, right? So here, and rack.
Jacob,
Yes.
so what is the real reason they call it the Humbler? Like, what happens if I put a 45 on this thing?
A 45 feels like 5 45s all at once. When I first used this machine, actually at one of our gyms, I had never heard of this machine before, seen it before, and I threw on a 45 like I normally would on a T-bar row, and I couldn't do it. Yeah, and I was from then on very humbled. And then,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So it only takes a little bit of weight to make this thing really work.
Yes, very much. Now, over to the Atlantis T-bar row. First thing you'll notice is it looks like a freaking flower right here with all the different grips that you have, which is very good. If I'm going to say what I think is better overall, I don't have to have all these grips if I just have something that's 360 degrees, but that's just my opinion. Cool thing about this one that this one does not have is a place for your feet, the stands, and a seat here, which can be adjusted the same way as well. I prefer the standing version here, like this, and put all of my weight forwards on this guy. Now, If you can tell, I'm a little far forward here. I probably want to adjust myself back, but I can step, bend my knees a little bit, and row. There we go. As far as weight-wise, this feels like a T-bar row. It is nowhere near as heavy as that guy right there. If you want a different variance, you want something that's a little bit more stable overall, something that's a little bit more friendly to beginners, this is right here for you.
All right, that's what we have for today. I want to thank Jacob for showing up and participating in showing us how to use some of the vacuum machines I have here. That was only 4 of the 35 plus machines that I have just for vac. So thank you guys. Follow us for more content. Hit Jacob up for any questions, regards. He also does personal training. Next week's going to be a good series. We're going to show some of our chest machines that we have here. Matter of fact, I'm going to demonstrate one in Georgetown at my other location.
I'm going to stay here.
He's going to stay here to show us some of the machines I have here.